Long ago, two races ruled over Earth: humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. The monsters, having much weaker souls than humans, eventually had no choice but to surrender, and were sealed underground by 7 human mages. After some time, the monsters discovered that the seal could be broken with the use of magic equivalent to that of the 7 mages, by obtaining 7 human souls. As time went on, the occasional human would accidentally stumble into the world of monsters. And one by one, the monsters successfully gathered 6 human souls. Eager for the 7th and final soul that will grant them their freedom, the monsters waited for another human to emerge. But nobody came. Or so they thought.
Brothers Sans and Papyrus were playing tag in their town, Snowdon, until Sans slipped and slid down into a ravine. Sans, falling, tried to focus and finally teleported. Him thinking he teleported back to his little brother, got up in the snow and looked around, realizing that he didn't know where he was. Then noticed the ruins door and curiously tried to break it down with his blasters. And before he could, he was caught by his dad, Gaster. After that day, he went there every single day, and that's how he met Frisk, the final human. Sans didn't know that Frisk was a human at the time because they've never seen each other well because of the door. About 2 to 3 years later, Sans still always go to that door, and his dad is about to show him a really big project he's been working on to break the barrier. Sans goes excitedly to tell Frisk that he's gonna get shown it, and that they might be able to break the barrier with 6 souls. And the same day, Undyne goes to their house and gives Sans a letter. She forgets what it is. When Sans reads it, he is shocked by what he sees, and mad by how she just forgot about something that important. I know some things in the letter. I'll tell you it, but it's in cursive, so it's hard to tell. So this is what I understand. Sans and Papyrus, it is without resistance that I want to inform you that your father, Dr. W. D. Gaster, appears to have perished in a very unfortunate lab accident today. Well, let's get back to the story. Sans madly teleported to Frisk and told her what the letter said, and luckily Frisk cheered him up with some jokes. Finally, it came to Sans. Frisk was a human. Frisk started panicking, thinking he was going to take her soul, but Sans didn't. He told her he wouldn't tell anyone about her. He left, and Doggo told him that Papyrus wanted him to come home. Of course, Sans went, but as he thought the day couldn't get worse, he got drafted into the Royal Guard. He knew Frisk wouldn't be safe anymore, so he told her they couldn't be friends. Frisk pleaded for him to not leave her, but he did. A few days later, he felt awful, so he went back to say sorry. Well, that's season 1, but before we're gonna play Bum Ba Bum. Hi, my name is Nevaeh, and today I'll be telling you guys a podcast of the 7th. So, I've liked the show for a bit, so I hope you like it too. So, let's begin. At the start of this a guessing game. I'm gonna play a character's voice from the 7th Soul, and you'll guess it. Okay, let's get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your curiosity truly knows no bounds.
Okay, who do you think it is? But keep your answer for the end so I can reveal it so you can see if your answer is right. So let's get back to the story. Season 2. Sans knocked instead of doing their secret whistle, but instead of Frisk answering, Toriel, her mother, answered. Sans begged to tell Frisk he was sorry, but Toriel denied and broke the door so no one could ever come in or out. Sans luckily didn't get hurt and heard the secret whistle, so he climbed up to the top and floated her out of the ruins, while Frisk, though, through a big hole. Frisk was amazed how beautiful the snow was. Sans tried to put her back, but she refused, so they thought of an idea to get her to the surface. The after result is shocking. She looks just like a skeleton. As they head to Snowdon, Sans makes up a lie that she's her cousin Ariel from the capital. And that's season 2. So let's get to season 3. Season 3. Frisk gets past the other monsters easily, but unexpectedly, when Frisk and Sans get to Snowdon, Papyrus shows up, and Sans tells Frisk not to talk. Sans lies to Papyrus. Papyrus knew Sans was lying. Papyrus invited Ariel, for some tea. Sans told his brother that she can't talk, but Papyrus just said to nod her head to his questions. On first, they were normal, until...
Are you Sans girlfriend?
And Frisk spit out her tea and yelled. The tea made the face paint come off. Papyrus realized and in an instant went aggressive and attacked her. Papyrus knew they tried to trick him and kept trying to attack Frisk, but Sans kept getting in his way, and Sans settles an agreement to fight, and whoever wins gets the human, so they fight. Papyrus gets a lucky hit and hits Sans in the head. Papyrus pins Frisk to the ground, and Frisk knows it's her fault that they're fighting. Sans, knocked out, wakes up and attacks his brother, and him and Frisk teleport away. Frisk hears a weird voice. Season 4. It starts off with an origin. Papyrus is doing a Monster Kids word search, and Gaster goes to ask him where Sans is at that time. Sans knew Frisk and went on a secret walk to go see her. Gaster somehow knew he probably was trying to break down that door. Close for Sans to notice. He heard another voice through the door, and then knew his son's guess was correct, so curiously teleported in the ruins and turned himself invisible. The second he was in, he saw Frisk. He was in awe, but still took a strike to hurt her. Frisk then tripped and Gaster caught her, but she couldn't see anyone, but started talking to Sans again. Gaster, knowing a child couldn't be living alone, went to see who her parents were, and saw a picture of that kid and his old friend, the ex-queen. And then it went back to present time. Sans appears in front of the entrance to Waterfall and starts to check Frisk's body to see if she's in one piece. And Frisk got angry, if you will, pulled up her shirt, almost pulled up her shirt fully. Sans suddenly almost blacks out, and Frisk gets worried, but he says he will have to teleport one more time to get to a safe spot. Frisk agrees, still worried if Sans would be able to.
What?
In a flash, they were there, but Frisk heard the weird voice again. Frisk was confused and tried to ask Sans if he also heard the voice, but it was too late. He lost consciousness and fell to the ground because of the wound on his head. 2 days later, Sans woke up thinking it had only been a few hours. That it was 2 days. Sans was in shock as he tried to pull the bandage off of Sans' forehead. He stopped her, noticing that she looked really tired. First told her it was just hard to sleep and he think her friends had been with it. First pulled it off and looked upset the result and showed him instead of getting mad, he laughed, saying it reminded him of Sans chuckled, acting like it wasn't even that bad. Frisk, who was still worried but now mostly confused, asked him why. Sans told Frisk that his dad didn't only have one scar, but 2 across both eyes. Sans went and put his armor back on. Treason, and Sans just said he'd get fired, and showed Frisk a peephole so he could see a royal. And then he saw Groby Dizzy begged Sans not to leave. Frisk was in the secret but clearly jealous until a flower repeated what she had said. It sounded just like her. She panicked. Sans finally came back, and Frisk told Sans, and Sans told her what it is. Frisk asked if Pars would get in trouble for not telling them about him being with her, but Sans said he wouldn't. To show her his magic, Sans told her that she hasn't slept in 2 days, and to give her a She refused, and then finally agreed. Frisk was asleep when he came back. He heard the echo flower. It was Frisk's voice. That is about him. And he tells Frisk he would never hurt her, and she tells him everything. Sans Sans then wakes up in a dream too. He sees Papyrus telling him to destroy Frisk's soul and do his duty. And out of nowhere, Undyne grabs him by the neck and tells him he swore an oath. And then every royal guard comes. Everyone stares in dead silence. Sans finally feels most vulnerable when Papyrus says, "What would our father think?" And finally, the King Asgore comes, and he's for standing in front of him. She tells him that they won't hurt her, and he tells her that they will, but she says that he has to take. But you already did. He looks down and he's holding her soul, and she blacks out. Before he can That's the end for now. The creator ate the cat is still working on it. But let's finally get to the part where I tell you the character. So make your guesses. You can pause this video to take your time. Okay, let's begin. So here's the voice one more time.
Your curiosity truly knows no bounds.
Okay, here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jester, were you wrong? Well, this is the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.